Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to our new English class. Today, we are going to have a new topic, and it's about two important questions: how much and how many. Before to start the explanation of these two questions, let's take a look at these pictures. What can you see here? This is a classroom, right? What can you observe here? You can observe some chairs, some desks, some boards, some pictures, right? I have a question here, so please help me to answer. How many desks are there? What can you tell me? How many desks are there? Aha, very good. There are 6 desks, right? If we can count here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Or we can say there are some desks. Or we can say there are a few desks. These 3 answers means the same. But let's take a look in the question here. What expression did I use? Yes, exactly. I use the expression how many. And let's take a look at the answers. What is similar in the 3 answers? Very good. There are. There are is similar in the 3 answers. And what about 6? What about some? And what about a few? Excellent. This is the quantity, right? We can say a specific quantity, for example, 6, or we can say something similar, such as, for example, some or a few. And these answers are in affirmative form or in negative form. Very good. These answers are in affirmative form. And what about if I want to say an answer but in negative? I am going to use the same question, how many students are there? Using the same expression, how many? And let's see, how many students are there? Can you see any student? Is there any student? No, right? So I can say there aren't many students or there aren't any students. And what is similar in these 2 answers? Very good, there aren't, right? And when we use there aren't in negative form using the expression how many, we are going to use many and any. So, what can we say about how many? When do we use this question? It says that we use how many to talk about plural uncountable nouns. When we talk about plural elements and we can count it. It can be 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 100, etc., etc. We can count the nouns. Okay? And how many works with some quantifiers in affirmative form. And these quantifiers are a lot of, some, and a few. And some quantifiers in negative form that are many and any. This is about how many. And what about how much? Let's see. Let's observe this picture. Aha, this is another classroom. But in this opportunity, we can observe more desks, right? And let's take a look here in this question. How many silence is there? We are not asking about desks. we are asking about silence. We can say there is a lot of silence, there is some silence, and there is a little silence. In this opportunity, in my question, what expression I am using? Aha, very good. I am using here how much. And in my answers, what is similar here? Very good. There is. Aha. And let's see. The silence. When a place is very quiet, we can count silence. We can say 1 silence, 2 silence. We can count it? Not, right? So in this opportunity, we are going to use some quantifiers or some expressions such as, for example, a lot of, some, and a little. And as you can see here, my 3 answers are in affirmative form. But what about in negative? Let's take a look here. I am using the same question. How much silence is there? And I can say there isn't much silence or there isn't any silence. And what is similar in my answers here? In negative form. Very good, there isn't. Okay? And my quantifiers are much and any. Let's remember here, much and any are using only for negative form in my expression or in my question, how much. Now, when do we use how much? According to this, we can say that how much is to talk about singular and non-countable nouns. It's the opposite of how many. How many is to talk about plural. How much is to talk about singular. How many is to talk about countable nouns. And how much is to talk about non-countable. And how much works with some quantifiers in affirmative form. For example, a lot of, some, and a little. And the quantifiers in negative form are much and any. Okay? So what we are going to do now? As you can see here, this is a chart. And this is a short explanation about our topic today. As you can see here, we use how many to talk about plural and to talk about countable nouns. And as you can see here, we mentioned some quantifiers in affirmative form and the other 2 quantifiers, but in negative form. And in how much, this is talked about in singular form, but in this opportunity, it's with these 3 quantifiers for affirmative form and with these 2 quantifiers in negative. Okay? So let's take a look. When do we use how much? To talk about what? Plural or singular? Aha, how much is to talk about singular nouns. And what about how many? Plural or singular? Very good. How many is to talk about plural nouns. Okay? And which expression I use to talk about countable nouns? Very good. I used to talk about countable how many. And I use how much to talk about non-countable. Now let's practice now. Here we have some exercises. It says, Complete the questions with how many or how much. Then answer the questions about this one. Let's see. We are going to look at these 4 questions, but first let's see. In number 1, how many, or how much space is there in the kitchen? What do you think? Let's see. Space. We can count the space. We can say 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces. We can count it or not? Not, right? So what expression is correct here? Very good. It's how much. How much space is there in the kitchen? How much space? What do you think? Aha, we can say there is a lot of space, or there is some space, or there is a little space. Let's remember that we can use these 3 quantifiers in affirmative form. Let's go to the number 2. Are there cupboards in the kitchen? Let's see. Cupboards. Can we count cupboards or not? Yes, right? We can count the cupboards. So, which expression is correct here? Many or much? Let's take a look at, we are talking about countable. Excellent, very good. We are going to use many. Now, what could be my correct answer? There are a lot of cupboards. There are some cupboards, or there are a few cupboards. Very good. Now let's go to number 3. How chairs are there in the living room? Let's see, chairs. Can we count chairs or not? It's countable or non-countable? It is plural or singular? Let's take a look. It says chairs. Very good. It's plural and it's countable, so we can use the expression many. And my answer could be, there are a lot of chairs, there are some chairs, or there are a few chairs. Now let's go to the number 4. Are there shelves in the bathroom? Shelves. It's countable or non-countable? Very good. It's countable. And in this opportunity, we are going to use some sentences, but in negative. And we can say, there aren't many shelves, or there aren't any shelves. Okay, class. So this is everything for today. Let's remember, how much is for non-countable and in singular, and how many is for countable and plural nouns. And each one works with different quantifiers in affirmative form and in negative form. That was everything for today, class. See you the next time. Take care and have a nice day.